Hello everyone, my name is RagingRaptor and welcome to a new SuperTest preview video, and today it is a fairly interesting one because we're going to talk about one map only, and that is Empire's Border. Now, Wargaming decided to give us two different options to gaze at, one being the one which is just a little bit of a rework of SuperTest version, while option 2 is a completely overhaul of the map, which tries to keep the spirit of the map, but it's obviously going to change it quite a bit. Now, let's have a look at option 1. And option 1 was, in my opinion, the one we had before discussed, which I like the most in my opinion, because it gives us quite a decent chunk of cover from over here, and we have some stuff going around over here. The main problem was, most likely for most people, is that it was very open, that we barely had any cover. So now let's have a look at position 1, because it looks like Wargaming did address that issue with, as you can see, this is how it looks right now. Very big, very open field rather. And now Wargaming not only decided to give us a more rugged hill right here, but we also got a little bit of cover from housing and even a rock down there, making it a decent chunk more, how should I say, more playable. Yeah, that's the word I was looking forward to. And it is an okay change, I personally would say, but I'm not entirely sure if this is really what I want to have. Like, it still looks very open, and it still looks like RD party non-existent. Sure, this is already very open, let's be honest. But this is still very open, and it's a lot flatter, meaning, I don't know, it's hard to judge, really. It does look better than what we have right here, to be honest. But I don't know. I'm not sold, to be honest. Position 2 got also changed, and this was up here, which is fairly okay in my personal opinion, and I totally take that right there. That's all Gucci. As you can see, Wargaming didn't really do that much, but they did redo those little sniping positions up here. You can see they got more cover rather, and also a little bit more elevation changes, which is fine. And there's not really much else which was changed. If we just quickly go left and right, you can see that barely anything changed other than that, except for this part down here. In general, I have to say I do like the part up here quite a bit. It looks interesting to me. You have some flanking maneuvers like this, you can go like this, you can go up here. There is a little bit of a fighting position, and obviously can go down here. There's even a stone right there. So yeah, it looks fairly interesting in my personal opinion. And that is option 1. So far, what Wargaming did. I like the change up here. That is a good change in my opinion. This one down here, not really sold. Now, let's have a look at option 2, which is basically a complete redesign of the whole map. Now, it looks very interesting already from the minimap. You can see we still got those little big rocks right here, those big stuff right here. We lost this part over here, and this is still the same. This is kind of the same. But now, let's jump into space or position 1. And you can see that is completely different from what we've had before. You can see this is completely opened up. We got 2 additional roads, which remind me a little bit of Pearl River. We got ways in here, we got ways in here, we got ways in here. We can fight down here apparently, or at least it looks like it. It's a very interesting feature, it looks like. Like when we go back to the minimap, especially this one right here, you can see that you could in theory go down here and try to fight down there, you know, like this and that. You can't really go up here, it looks like, so it's a little bit awkward, I would say, but it looks very interesting. You can see, you can go down into the ditch and maybe try to go up here or try to fight from down there like this and like this. And from this angle, you can see that this is actually a very mild, steep down, so that shouldn't be a really big issue. But now look at this part right here. You can see you can shoot in there. There is another spot from the enemy team. But it looks very interesting. Now at position 2, this is probably where the most interesting part starts. Because usually this is like heavy planking, etc. Let's just hold down heavies, kind of boring because one side has an advantage over the other. But now look at that. Now you got ways to go over here to use this as a hold down. You can go up here even. The same goes for the enemy team. But you all have to get funneled through the gates of the Empire's border, you know. We have a little bit of a guard tower over here which can be used to do some side scraping right there. It also looks like, because you have an elevation change right here, that you are fairly safe over here from over there. Maybe the next picture will help us identify that. Yes, you can see there is a little bit of elevation change right there. And you can see we got now two ways or two roads. You can go like this or we can go like this, which is a very, very interesting in my personal opinion. It's a very, very interesting approach in my personal opinion. Obviously, it's hard to judge how good is this map going to be, you know. But I personally have to say that this whole rework kind of reminds me of Pearl River and how it is. And I'm not against that, to be honest. I'm not against that. It looks very, very interesting and unique-ish. So the question is, what is Wargaming going to do, obviously? Because usually Wargaming is always this part where they are like, yeah, we just make one option. You can play it on a test server, barely play it on a test server, and then we ship it. Obviously, test server is not a good space to test such maps, and obviously you have to see for themselves. Like, I still have to get a feeling for Pearl River, but so far I don't really dislike the map. It feels fairly good. I wasn't playing heavies yet, so I can't really say how the heavy line is, but the middle is fairly okay-ish, and the left-hand side is also fairly okay-ish, and counter mode was actually quite a lot of fun. Now the last part, the most open part of the field, and this one right here looks kind of awkward. Like, let's just keep in mind that, for example, fjords, where there's also a lot of open field, you can not really play it because there's so many people waiting on around corners or behind and trying to give you some shots in. So I'm a little bit scared. It kind of reminds me of old Fisherman's Bay, even though I did like old Fisherman's Bay. But for example, this looks like a very, very open road. So if, for example, you have a wheeled scout going like this, which obviously they are excelling at, like active scouting, you could have some campers over here and over here maybe, which just farm those people up while they're driving up there. This is, as you can see, now we are looking down here in this direction. This is again the middle of the map. And it's interesting that everything is slightly slanted, you know. So kind of hard to judge how this will probably play out. Most likely those parts will be very, very important. I do wish, though, I would have a little bit more cover from over there. I don't know, obviously, how influential this part over there obviously is. You can see the whole elevation change might be might be a little bit too much, even though it's very interesting in my opinion. The biggest issue is, I think, and this is just my gut feeling, is that with this elevation change, you, as for example a medium tank, need too long to get up there, and you most of the time have to cross very much open field. Especially when we go back to the minimap, you can see that this is basically a lot of open field to cross, while, for example, this is, well, obviously it's also open field, but it feels like it's less open field-ish. Now when we go back to the pictures, especially this one, you can see a lot of open field to cross, and I don't really know how far the distance is between here and how good you can get shot up from there and from there. So, look, it's hard to tell. It's very, very, very hard to tell how this is going to play out. Which one do you prefer? Personally speaking, both look very interesting, and especially option 2 will most likely be a completely overhaul. I do like what option 2 tries to do over here. That's a very, very interesting approach. I do still think this is a little bit too much open field, so is up here. So I'm not really happy with that one. The complete rework looks, in my opinion, a lot better, but, and here comes the big but, a lot of open field. A lot of open field which will be barely playable, at least from just gut feeling. So I don't know. I honestly don't know which one I would prefer. Obviously both look like they are ready and set to ship and try out. And I would like to do that, to be honest. I would really like to try them out and see how they are performing. But right now, I do think that maybe option 1 might be the little bit better one. But again, I know option 1 a little bit more because it's like the older days, you know. Option 2 looks more exciting, just not happy, or I'm a little bit scared about how this elevation change up here, like with the hill up here, will be affecting the speeds of mediums going up there and how easy they will be able to get shot at. So yeah, that is my personal conclusion of the whole thingy. And let me know in the comment section below which one you do prefer. Again, this is very important. We Wargaming employees are watching my videos because I am a CC and they're taking in some input you're giving as well. So yeah, that's why you should give feedback, obviously. You can also give me feedback. Let me know in the comment section below if I did anything good or did I do anything bad, poorly. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to be always up to date with your latest World of Tanks infos and videos. My name is RagingRaptor. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, have a great time, and good luck on the battlefield. Cheers, guys.